say his name with me.
Okay. We need mirrors, though.
God, I'm handsome.
Oh, yeah.
Candyman.
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 Candyman. How many times is that? 4?
Candyman.
Candyman. That's the whitest shit I've ever done.
Say his name. Candyman. Candyman follows the story of bright young artist named Anthony McCoy as he tries to create his next best piece for an upcoming art show. He soon gets some newfound inspiration from a story of the Candyman murder that happened in the 70s. Will Anthony unravel a masterpiece on his ventures, or will he unravel the legend of the so-called Candyman? Candyman.
Welcome back, everybody, to Keystone Film Review. We saw Candyman today. The sequel, remake. I don't know what this is. Is this a sequel, soft reboot?
It's a
remake.
It's a remake.
Remake.
Of the 1992
No, it acknowledges the first one, so I'd say it's more of a sequel.
Who knows? I didn't watch the first one, so I have no idea. I just know I'm protecting my neck now after we just did that.
I don't think a hook is gonna do much for you.
Listen, this is wool, okay?
Is it Irish wool?
Not much penetrating this except
it
for
Irish
some shears. I have no idea.
His hook is essentially shears without a hinge.
Let me be.
Anyway,
have my safe space.
Yes, we always forget to pull the shit up. I know it is directed by Nia DaCosta. I have it pulled up. Yeah, directed by Nia DaCosta, written by Jordan Peele, Wynn Rosenfield, and Nia DaCosta, based on character by Clive Barker. Bernard Rose, it doesn't say what he did, but he's there. Starring, I apologize if I mispronounce this, Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Teyona Paris, Nathan Stewart Jarrett, Coleman Domingo, and he's only in it for a little bit, but the man himself, Tony Todd. The Candyman himself. And where do we...
I didn't expect that to expel out my body. Where do we start? This one, I was saying to Mike before we actually recorded that this is going to be a tough one for me to actually talk about. Because I'm just so white that I just think, I'm like, I would never do such a thing. And then I'm stuck there. I'm like, I would do that. Like, we just literally did it.
I didn't even in my head, I was saying, I shouldn't do this.
Yeah, we should not do this.
Like, I know it's just a movie, but just in case. I have seen, you said you haven't seen the original.
I did not seen
I have seen the original. It was actually one of, like, the first movies I watched in the lockdown last year when in March when everything first started going. And I watched it in preparation for this one, not knowing that, hey, you thinking this is only going to last 2 weeks is very fucking dumb, Mike. So, yeah, of course it got pushed back because it was supposed to come out May last year. It got pushed back to now. So I kind of had forgotten a lot about it.
I wanted to watch the original. I don't think I cared enough to. Was the problem for
It's
me.
a solid movie.
And also it snuck up so fast. Like, I don't...
Yeah.
Like, August is just gone already, and Shang-Chi comes out next week, and I'm having an existential crisis on the calendar year, I guess.
But yeah, the first one, I only knew because everyone... It's too fucking hot for that, man.
It was for the theater, but...
You little bitch.
I only packed... tank tops.
The first one, the original Candyman with Tony Todd and Virginia Madsen, it is, people around our age, they saw it way too young, much like the It movies, where they watch it when they're like 5 or 6 and like, oh my god, it's the scariest movie ever. If you watch any movie with some horror when you're 5 or 6, it's gonna be the scariest movie ever. And it does not hold up. I think it's still a great horror film. It's got a great story.
Yeah.
But it doesn't hold up. And I was excited for this one because it'd be through a modern lens. And surprisingly enough, it pretty much tells you exactly what happens in the first one, so you don't need to see the first one.
Yeah, with the modern take, it could always be either bad or good.
Yeah.
I think this sense was definitely on the good part of that spectrum there.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean, it continues the story of, you know, the curse of black men who have been wrongfully murdered by the police. I mean, all murder is wrongful, so I don't know why I said wrongfully murdered. They've been murdered by not just the police, you know, townspeople, the white society in general that is trying to eradicate them. And so that's the race has always played a part in the Candyman movies, and it is, you know, especially after last year, it is just, you can't not watch it with that. But I thought they did a really good job at kind of building the lore of the whole Candyman urban legend, and it's beautifully acted by I forget his name. Yahya Abdul Mateen, I think it is. Yahya Abdul Mateen and Tayana Paris. Everyone in it is great. Coleman Domingo.
He was exceptional.
He was exceptional.
And that voice, man, that is something else. What a good storytelling voice.
Yeah. He's a very underutilized actor a lot of the time.
Very utilized in this.
Yeah. Completely off topic. The movie Zola, A24 movie that came out earlier this year, Coleman Domingo is the best part in that. Check it out for him alone. But I really liked the aspect of the whole gentrification, because that is something like Cabrini Green is a real place in Chicago. It used to be projects. It is no longer projects. It was still I believe it was still projects when the 1992 movie came out, and then it has subsequently been torn down. So they essentially just told the story of Cabrini Green being gentrified. And built it in this Candyman world, and I thought that was, you know, fantastic. And just I don't know, it's just a very impressive movie. You don't expect much from a sequel of a very, you know, popular but outdated horror movie, in my opinion. I know there's been sequels to that one, but I've only seen the first one, so I can't really speak of that. But yeah, I really loved it.
Yeah, I really did too. It's hard for me to talk about movies that I really like, and this is one of those. I think just symbolism, acting, the soundtrack, the art style when they did the little shadow art.
Oh, that was my favorite part. I loved that.
That was really good. Everything about this movie was so impressive. And like you were saying with you know, just like the time that they're making, they made this now, it just coincides so well with storytelling right now, with, you know, with Black Lives Matter and everything like that. It's such a good movie from whatever standpoint you're on, as far as like art style, you know, soundtrack, whatever, like anything. It's so good. And just the ending, I was like afraid of how it would end, but it turned out really fucking good, and I was super happy with that. And what else is there? What else is there, Glenn? There was, damn it, there was like, I literally had one on the tip of my tongue there, and then the Candyman swapped it off. He's like, "Yeah, you ain't telling that story, you son of a bitch."
I mean, the cinematography is great. The I knew we were in for a visual ride, where, I mean, it sounds simple, but it's honestly something that a lot of people wouldn't think of really, unless, you know, there's a meaning behind it. And during the opening credits, they're showing like street shots of Chicago, but looking up at the tops of the skyscrapers, covered by fog, but it's upside down.
Beautiful sequence.
It is a very beautiful sequence. It takes you a little while to see what's like exactly what it is, but the shapes of the towers really kind of make you feel uneasy, especially because it's upside down. So it does a really good job at like setting the place, placing the setting rather, and you know, making you feel uneasy, even though, you know, Chicago is a beautiful city. Just shoving you right into it right away. And then the cinematography from there is one sequence. I don't know if we should get into it, But there's one kill sequence, and I will say, where it's shot from a far away. I'm not going to say anything more than that.
That was a
and
good
I just
scene.
turned to Glenn and go, that was really fucking cool.
I'm very, very glad this was rated R, because it would not have felt the same. I would not have felt in any way probably the same as I do now if it wasn't rated R, if it was just PG-13.
Yeah, I
because
agree.
it pays off so hard, and they do go pretty hard.
Yeah.
They don't. I mean, you don't see on Jaws unhinge or anything and get ripped off, but
No. Well,
no. But it's not just like mindless, crazy killing.
Yeah.
These white people and so on are just handing it to themselves. They're like,
Yeah.
yeah, just put me on the platter, bad boy.
Well, the thing that always bothers me about horror movies and horror fans is they're always just like they're all about the kill, but they're about the gore of the kill.
Yeah.
And not the artistry of the kill. And I know that sounds fucked up, but you can shoot a kill in a very gorgeous, impressive, unique way. The psycho shower scene, first murder scene of its kind like that, is a good example. And this does that, where it takes murder scenes that in any other movie you would just get the close-up goriness of it all. And any lesser director than Nia DaCosta would do that, but she opted to paint it in a different way. That was just like every kill was unique. I think
each one had great visuals.
Yeah,
you always had something going on in the background with reflections and everything like that, and it was super slick, super nice. And just super impressive, just all around.
Yeah. And I would say the first one is probably the most basic.
Yeah.
But it is...
Gotta go fast.
Honestly, that was the part... Like, I hated that part of it. But
that was
it's
interesting.
Jeff Goldblum nod there. Yeah. But it's... that one is... The kill is the most basic, but it's... The setting of that kill is really cool with, like, a projector happening and everything. And that's not unique. That's happened before.
Yeah.
But, even the most basic kills in this were visually pleasing. But yeah, I don't really want to do spoilers for this. I
don't either. If we do, what I have to say is kind of a spoiler. I'll just say this: it was very predictable as far as how it was going to go from the trailers. I'm sure anybody else with half a mind could probably pick that together, and I really actually wasn't like sad that it happened the way I was predicting or anything like that. I was really impressed that they made it work out the way that I had predicted and still be on board, ass in seat.
Yeah.
Eating my Chinese food.
yeah, Chinese food. I was jealous. General Tso's chicken.
But it was... I don't know how much more we could say. I didn't even have that much to say because it's just so good of a movie that it has to be kind of seen to... be admired.
Yeah, not to be believed. Like, it's a very believable... Like, it's not a mind-blowing film, but it's very well done. It's more artistic than I thought it would be, which I should have known, because the first one, while I don't think is as great as everyone says it is, has a lot of really cool artistic elements to it. So, I haven't seen any other ones, so I can't say if they're the same. But I thought, that it was just gorgeous to look at, and it really enticed you to keep going with it. So but I don't want to get into spoilers either.
So the ratings
though. I'm gonna
honestly, this one's gonna be tough for me, and I'm gonna say right off the gate that I'm gonna sit on this, but I'm gonna throw my ballpark out there.
Okay.
So whoever's editing this ahead of time, I'm sorry, it's probably me. I'm sorry,
probably
me.
Is you.
But I want to say, I'll go first, that it's either going to be 4.5 or a 5. I really enjoyed it that much. I wasn't bored at all in the slightest. I was super impressed, and I'm super glad with how the story went and just the movie as a whole. So I'm not sure what I want. I want to sit on it, but I'm ballparking it. So Glenn, right there, there it is.
I am going to say... I would say, because of that first scene with the stupid art director saying, like, must go faster, and stuff like that, that really took me out of it for a solid 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So that is knocking it down from a potential 5 to a 4 for me. But it is very close. Like,
Yeah.
after that, I loved it.
Yeah,
But
that little meme death scene.
it seemed out of place.
It was definitely out of place.
Yeah. And I don't know if that was
even for that character, it was just really random.
He like didn't react at all.
He's like turned into Sonic. Must go faster.
Yeah, or Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
Must go faster.
Must go faster. Yeah.
But I don't know whether he said that or gotta go fast. I'm pretty sure gotta go faster is what he said.
I don't remember.
Which is like a mix of Sonic Goldblum. So weird. But yeah, that's.
But yeah, it's a 4 for me just based on that. You know, I know that probably sounds harsh, but like that was the first. If that was like a little later, and maybe they sprinkled a little more sequences like that, I'd be more understanding.
Gave him a little more memey sense.
Yeah, but it just took me out of it. And,
understandable.
But I got back into it. So
you did.
There you go. 4 out of 5.
There you go. How do we end this? Do we just like
just put Tony Todd's face between us? Are you going to use Tony Todd, or are you going to use the guy who played Sherman?
Yes.
Yes.
Must go faster.